Following their victory against Manchester United, Arsenal supporters are bringing up William Saliba in the same way. Saliba received a 9 out of 10 from Football.London for his performance that evening. Didn't know much about his objective, yet his performance was fortunate. Even though Saliba was chosen their star player, the Evening Standard gave him an 8 out of 10. They added, he was so composed on the ball right from the off, even making a few good runs forward, scored a goal to make the score 2-0. Dominant, at Arsenal's 2-0 victory over Manchester United, several North London supporters appeared a little uneasy before the ball was kicked. The word was getting out that Arsenal would be without Ricardo Calafiori and Gabriel Magalhaes, the left half of their imposing defense. They stated, he stood out above the rest with how well he handled Højlund and played out in a low-quality first half. After Arsenal's 2-0 loss to Manchester United, Ruben Amorim claims that the team plays as if they don't genuinely want to score. Wednesday night's loss against Arsenal was Ruben Amorim's first Premier League loss as Manchester United's manager. In a game when Manchester United was unable to handle Arsenal's deliveries into the box, goals from William Saliba and Jurrien Timber gave the Gunners a 2-0 victory. Both goals came from corner kicks. As a result, Arsenal now sits third in the Premier League and Manchester United is in 11th place. Although Mikel Arteta's crucial goals were scored by Timber and Saliba, Ruben Amorim mentioned Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli in his post-match interview. Arsenal closed the gap on Premier League leaders Liverpool to 7 points on Wednesday night with a resounding 2-0 victory over Manchester United. After defeating Ruben Amorim for the first time as Red Devils manager, Mikel Arteta's Gunners have now won 4 straight since the international break. Arsenal has established a reputation as a master of set pieces, and both of their goals against Manchester United sprang from these situations. Declan Rice's goal from a corner that Jurrien Timber headed home at the near post gave the Gunners the lead in the 54th minute. The corner was then delivered by Bukayo Saka in the 73rd minute, with William Saliba scoring the finishing touch and Thomas Partey connecting at the far post. Many Arsenal supporters had the same opinion about Saliba, who gave an outstanding performance after the conclusion of the match. Since Saliba was the greatest performer of the evening, some Arsenal supporters thought he should have won Man of the Match. Supporters of the Gunners called the Frenchman generational after he gave a performance so outstanding it was ridiculous. Additionally, it was speculated that Mikel Arteta had lost a significant threat from set pieces as a result of Gabriel's absence. Arsenal's defense held up well without 2 key players, with Jurrien Timber in particular making a fantastic impression on his Brazilian teammate from the corner. Naturally, Jakub Kiwior filled in for Timber in Arsenal's backline. Arteta chose not to use Thomas Partey as a fullback and instead placed Timber in a centre-back position. Arteta trusted the £20 million defender despite Kiwior's criticism at Arsenal, and he stood tall against United. Oleksandr Zinchenko had a few defensive lapses on his left, especially when Amad Diallo was on him. However, Kiwior remained unwavering throughout and was only truly let down by a clumsy clearing that Diogo Dalot got in the first half. Kiwior took his chances at the Emirates Stadium, appeared assured with. The 39-year-old made the suggestion following Manchester United's loss at the Emirates Stadium that when up against defenders, the England and Brazil internationals seldom seem interested in scoring goals themselves, preferring to cross and possibly win a corner. Whenever Saka and Martinelli have a one-on-one match, they go outside the defender and cross, Amorim stated. They are aware that they can score if the cross goes well. They can score if it's a corner. Regarding Arsenal's threat, Ruben Amorim said, whenever Saka and Martinelli get a one-on-one, they move outside and cross. They are aware that they can score if the cross goes well, they can score if it's a corner. The Portuguese tactician may have a point with his idea about Saka and Martinelli, who failed 4 trials at Manchester United before relocating to North London. Since the beginning of last season, Arsenal has scored 22 goals from corners, 7 more than any other Premier League team. Why not attempt to win that kind of set piece whenever you can, because you're so good at putting the ball in the net from corners? Without Gabriel Magalhaes, Mikel Arteta demonstrated that the system functions. Gabriel Magalhaes, who has already scored 4 goals this season across all competitions, frequently scores goals for Arsenal from a corner. Few other players at Arsenal have the opportunity to knot a corner in themselves because the Brazil international is so dangerous in the air, his head is practically a magnet to the ball. This has led some to question whether Nicholas Jover has truly figured out the secret or if the Gunners just have a superior aerial threat. But on Wednesday, it was evident to everyone that Jover is doing a good job as Arsenal's set-piece coach. The Gunners were only inches away from scoring more than 2 goals against Manchester United, and they appeared to be going to score with each of their 13 corners. In one way or another, Jover's efforts in London Coney are bearing fruit.